I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on a sort of Edwardian updo. It's on my 4C hair, which is tailbone length currently, and it's something you can do even if you're starting out with a base that is like a wonky twist out, or your hair is compressed at different sizes, or you did different size sort of get it done twist. You don't need to have the perfect base to do a nice hairstyle for the holidays, and I really don't feel like straightening my hair, and I don't think that we should necessarily need to straighten our hair for any sort of holiday in order to feel pretty. Sometimes you might be starting out with depression hair, like me, and it's just detangled and that's it. But if you do want to recreate the style on purpose, I did start out with my hair in chunky twists that are all over the place in size and like tension and consistency. Like these are smaller, these are larger. And I just went all over my head like that while I was just trying to detangle. So these are basically my unstyled hair with nearly no product in it. And then when I did the twist, I'll demonstrate on this one. I did the twist down like this, but then firmly I would stop and then firmly wrap the finished twist all the way while it was still damp and tuck the ends in. I don't know if you can see that, and that's how I got sort of the curls. But I didn't do it in any way to hide my natural 4C curl pattern. I didn't do it for style. It was, I need to tangle my hair and have a wash day, and that's it. I've got the CeraVe hydrating conditioner, bits of it still left in my hair, and that's about it. So I don't want to ramble too much. I guess I just wanted to make a quick, easy hair tutorial. It's so much easier than I think some people have thought that it was going to be. So anyway, you're gonna start by separating out the front half of your twist. So like this part of your face, half. I usually do my hair with a middle part. And most of my hairstyles start with a base on the middle part. So basically you're just getting the front half of your hair completely out of the way. So just put that out of your way. Also, should mention the materials I'm using, or maybe I'll do that as I go along. The front part of your hair is out of the way, and in the back, take 2 to 4 lowermost sections. It doesn't really matter. Just leave those out. And I'm going to turn around for you, and hopefully you can see this. So suppose that's visible. So those lowermost sections are left out. Don't worry about anything being perfect, it literally doesn't matter. And what you're going to do is take those sections in one hand, like you're making a ponytail. And grab a hair stick or a pen. I'm just using my calligraphy pen, so have that ready. Take that ponytail, twist it up, either to the left or the right. I'm doing to the left, leave the ends out on top. Don't know if you can see that. Leave the ends out on top. So it's just twisted simply once or twice. And then take your pen or your hair stick or whatever and weave it up and down through the hair, catching the root, and just have it hold like that. Well, the sun's not on my side. So that's what we've got so far. I hope that's visible. But again, you can do this style without seeing the back of your head. So the first step is basically this. It's like a half French twist with the ends left out. So then you'll be able to do this from the front. You really don't need to see. Have those, this is easier to do in the mirror, but have those top springy bits sit however you want them. Not really too fussed. Then those parts that you left down, take as many as you want and loop them up and over and tuck. Or you could do this on any side. Literally just play around with it until you feel satisfied. But it's just to make the nape bit be a bit softer. So just tuck it wherever you want. And this is sort of a messy hairstyle, so I've got 4 pieces left that I left out. I'm going to take some across the back. And if it doesn't just stay on its own, which I don't know why I was expecting it to, use some bobby pins. I have mine stretched out, so, you know. It's a really easy forgiving hairstyle. Just bring it up and put it wherever you want. If you see me looking this way, I'm looking at my computer monitor, so I don't have to do this completely blind. I'm basically right now just looking for one with a nice end. Let's see. I'm going to take this lowermost one, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it up. If you have shorter hair, this won't matter, but I want like a little neck tendril. So what you're going to do is pick it up, tuck it into that nest that we made, pin if you want, so that the length of it is satisfying as like a little tendril to hang down your neck, but not like too long for me, because then it'll just look awkward if it's like down my back. I want the illusion of shorter hair. And then I take the end of that tendril and just pin it at my nape, so it just looks like a curly cue coming off. You don't have to do that, it's just what I felt like doing. You can hide the pin in the back of the section, so that way you can't see it. Okay, now we're just gonna, this is basically you just play around. You see what works right for you. The most important part is to get the half French twist in the back, to have some sort of texture. going on with your hair, and to leave the front part down so you have something to play with. So I'm going to take this one and just loop it up halfway, let it droop down like that and pin. Okay, then I want it to frame my face, like, so I'm just gonna pick things up until it droops to the length that I want and then pin. I'm gonna do that until I run out of pieces and I'm satisfied and it just looks like sort of passable. And sort of passable kind of means that nobody else is gonna notice if you didn't do a perfect job. So let's see, this one needs to go up. I'd like to pick up from there, like in front of my ear, but not too high as well. You can use points on your face to figure out exactly what you want. Like, do you want it to fall down towards your eyebrow, your cheek, your jaw? And if you have much shorter hair, the pieces in the front, you don't have to loop them upwards. Just pin them in place so they fall where you want them to. So for example, here, 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 pin like where you're sitting already if your hair is about this long. Let's see. The more interest you make, the better. So I'm gonna pin this one here. Some of them I'll pin them twice and loop them back so the ends are sitting inward, because some of the ends I don't necessarily like the look of completely, and that's fine. If I find a bobby pin that's not stretched out, then I just destroy it essentially, because my hair doesn't have any product in it and I'm not about to rip it out. There, perfect. Okay, where are we here? It's kind of fine. This one. Let's see what I'm gonna do with this side. This stays. Okay, we have all of this to play with. This one behind my ear I like to leave down. So I'm just gonna tuck that away so I know I don't want to touch it. And I'm just gonna fold things up and place them randomly until I'm satisfied. That's really all there is to it. Willy-nilly really gets the job done. So, let's see. I'm just taking another back one and just flipping it over and pinning or shoving, whichever you prefer. You can also do this on fluffed out hair, but I was too afraid to fluff it because people asked for a tutorial of this, and I didn't want it to not be possible. If I completely altered my hair and then I couldn't make one at all. I should probably make these tutorials as I'm doing things, but most of my hairstyles are actually complete accidents. So I think the thing about this hairstyle is it just wants to cooperate because you're not fighting your hair in any way. You're just going, all right, I guess you sit this way and you sit this way, and that's all good. When I pin it, I do like to let the ends pop out, only because I'm pinning like sort of in the middle, only because it gives it more texture and looks like crazier and like I did it on purpose. But the front section I kind of want to use as more of a bang, so to use the wave to frame my face, so I'll fluff the top out more. Again, starting on imperfect hair, ending with imperfect hair, and yet somehow people end up really liking it. So you don't have to torture yourself or spend 15 hours on your hair if you really don't want to. And I really don't want to. I want to eat cookies and grocery shop and think about other things. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna pin this back one up and let it sit lower. And there's that effect there, just a little spring at the end. This actually kind of reminds me of the 90s and the 2000s. Like, I think that's why it's our idea of hair and period dramas, because a lot of the ones that we love and watch still from that time. I'm just gonna take this one in the front up and under and just push it so it sits right here at the length that I want. Feels like I'm always doing hairstyles purposefully trying to make my hair shorter. I really love long hair, and I want to keep my hair long and grow it as long as possible. I also really freaking love short hair, so let's see. Is there anything I'm gonna make fluffy? I think I'll make this one fluffy. Hopefully it retains its shape. If not, I'll hide her shape. So to fluff it out, I'm just holding the end so the end stays intact, and just like running my fingers through it, breaking up a little bit, and then I'm gonna do the same with some of the others, just a little bit at the top. Actually, this guy, I think I'm gonna loop up and let it be crazy up there instead of down here. Again, you don't even need to see what you're doing, really. It's kind of ridiculously easy. Just make sure you have a million pins on hand, and that's that, really. Because it's winter, somehow it went from the sunlight shining in and messing things up to There it is. To the sun basically setting, because the winter solstice was yesterday. You could play with the bits from the bun top here. Just make sure they're crazy and coily and happy doing what they want to do. Like, if your hair is messy, let it be. Sometimes that works out. Okay, so here is, I'm gonna pick you up because of my, excuse my hands. Here is what we're working with now. See if there's anything you want to change. There's a dent here, so I'm just gonna poke it in. Excuse my frogs. But yeah. Here's the other side. I don't know if I could show you the back in the mirror. I could at least show you the sides better. This is my left. And this is my right. This is the back, so you're seeing the end of that calligraphy pen. Let me see if I can show you the front of it. I could use a lot of equipment. This is the equipment I have. A little phone and this little tip here is the nib of the pen. And it's still got paint and stuff in it, but it works really well as a hair stick. Who knows, maybe on wash day I'll find paint in my hair. If you do use a calligraphy pen and you just happen to have one laying around instead of a hair stick for some reason, don't let this pointy nib get inside your hair. It is very sharp. It is kind of like a clip, and it will probably just saw your hair. So don't insert the pen that way. Hopefully that wasn't a bunch of fumbling sounds. But there's a few other things I added to make this hairstyle nicer and look more intentional. So I have a lot of random Chelsea things in my apartment that I'm a hoarder of flowers. And these are roses from like 3 years ago that I kept, and I like to keep the Valentine's Day roses I buy for myself in chocolate boxes. So they smell like chocolate roses, and I think this year I had chocolate raspberries. The other boxes that I have different kinds of roses in them and different chocolate scents. Anyway, fun facts aside, there's a bunch of just dried roses in here, and they're like the tiny spray rose kind. You can use fresh ones, but I don't have rose money right now. I'm trying to bake cookies and make eggnog from scratch, and it takes like 6 eggs. So that is what I will be spending my money on. But I have flowers, and I think they look really nice because this is a winter, sort of accidentally a holiday hairstyle. So you can pin the roses in if you want, but I have 4C hair and I'm tired. So I'm going to do the thing that I know my hair can do, because it always frustrates me when this happens, but we're going with what my hair wants to do today instead of what I think it should be doing. So these roses have little dried stems like this, and my hair is like Velcro. And whenever I try to put a pin in one of these dried roses, it crumbles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my hair as Velcro. And then I will take the roses out later. And it worked really well last night. So just take the rose, especially of really coily hair, it's a little bit dry, stick it in there, and just rub it around. Up and down and side to side, and then bam. I love 4C hair so much. Look, it's not going anywhere. Okay, sorry. I'm a little bit nuts, but that's fine. Anyway, just keep adding roses until you're happy. I've got a box full of them, so. Or add any other flowers you want. I think the dark red dried roses look really nice for Christmas. Before I add all of the roses, though, I have brooches. Because I like to wear brooches because I'm an old lady inside. But anyway, I'm just going to use 2 brooches. One of them is a phoenix. And one of them is this, I forgot what it's called. But it's a lady on a brooch. And what we're going to do is just take the closed pins this time and attach it to the bar that you attach the brooch with, the pin side. And we're going to take that and find a part of our hair that is relatively flat, and we're going to stick the pin in, the bobby pin in, at the root. And that will help the brooch lay flat. But what you're going to do is take another pin, put it on the back side or the bar of the brooch, and cross the pin so the brooch doesn't flap around. And you could do this with any brooch you like, and the nice thing about brooches is they're really cheap. And they're really cheap because for some bizarre reason, they've fallen out of fashion. See, the one problem that you can run into is your brooch can open in your hair, so like, be careful. I tried putting this poor brooch on my coat and it got slightly bent out of shape, but I love it, so I'm going to be determined to wear it any way I can because it was a gift. It's not broken, and I think I could bend the bar back into shape, but yeah. Don't put nice brooches on your winter coats. Okay, let's try this again. I'm not even going to remove the pins I put in because this is a hair tutorial and I don't have time for that. Just put the brooch in so it sits right against the hair and pin it in place, and that's that. So I like doing hair tutorials kind of in a more relaxed, real-time way just because it feels nostalgic, and sometimes it feels like things are going just a little bit too fast for me. So this is always nice. The brooch is not staying closed for me, so I'm gonna give up on it in a second. Temporarily, I'll just loop it into my hair so that you can see the result. I will work on fixing that brooch. But here's the phoenix. And then we'll put the lady next to the phoenix. I think I put her too low last time, so I'm going to put her higher. You're just doing the same thing, looping the pins through that back of it. Is there anything left to put in there? Besides more roses if you want them. Here, there's one of the brooches, there's the pendant, and then there's the other brooch. Is it brooch or brooch? I don't know. It's one of those words that I always read and never hear anybody say. So, correct me if you want, but like, be nice about it. Please, if you want. If you dare to put roses in your hair this way, you will probably end up picking out little bits of flowers, but that's just my life now. I'm just seeing if I want to put any of these up more. It's so dumb that that works. But, okay. Now I guess I'll show you the finished product. I'm gonna get the roses out of my way. I hope. I'm not great at filming tutorials. I'm not sure I'm like wonderful at doing my hair. But that doesn't matter and it shouldn't matter. I like how they stick out. I like them when they're a little like crazier. So here we are. This is the front. And I'm going to try to turn around. If my camera falls flat, feel free to laugh. Come on. Doesn't me struggling just remind you of the good old days? Come on, I have a face. I promise. Focus. Yeah? How do you focus? Better. Sorry. I'll just put the freak away until we're done. Not like that. So that's really it. Honestly, you can see my natural hair texture. You can see that my hair is a little bit dry. You can see that none of the ends match whatsoever. You can see that none of the twists were the same size, and that's kind of what makes the whole thing. It's supposed to be a mess, and then it's collective thing that makes it look pretty. So, yeah, that's it. And when you take all the pins out and stuff, it's pretty easy to take down because you just pull the stick, and then you're good. Alright, I'm gonna watch this back and then judge myself, and then I'm gonna post it, and I'll see you there. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and I hope that you have a happy new year. Okay? Bye. Thanks for watching.